Hail and well met. I am Mr. Eager DM at your service, and my friends and I welcome you to Trapped by Hope, a live stream Dungeons and Dragons broadcast presented by Lawful Stupid RPG. Thank you so much for being here. We do appreciate it. Tonight, the players continue to pit their meager skills against the forces of hell as we continue our playthrough of the module Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus. Joining us tonight, we have Typhon the Wizard, Rim the Ranger Paladin, Silas the Paladin Fighter, Jax the Rogue, and Zelmira the Monk. We're hoping that Falkren and Persephone will join us, but if they don't, well, we understand. They have quite a bit on their plate at the moment. My friends, it is time. I extend my hand, inviting you to step with me into fantasy. Release your hold on that which you know to be true, and let imagination rule for the next few hours. Last time, Conscript Group 14 was beset upon by insect-like creatures that sought to devour their armor. They were able to defeat the beasts, but not before their hard-won suits of chain and plate mail were badly damaged or destroyed. Venturing further into the depths of the caves created by the cavity formed by a massive suit of decaying armor, they came upon a wretched creature who claimed to be the very Uldrak they sought. Once a mighty titan, he was charged by the god Sutor with the task of slaying Tiamat, queen of all dragons. When he failed, Sutor cursed Uldrak, turning him into the miserable creature the party found, thus to remain until a drop of Tiamat's blood was spilled by the former titan's hand. Somewhat at a loss as to how to bring this about, the party returned to the surface of Avernus, discovering the enigmatic Amonasro waiting for them. When the party asked him about Tiamat, they noticed his sharp interest, though he attempted to hide it. After further discussion, they came to an agreement. A clean slate with the strange devil in exchange for shared information. He revealed that the key to what they sought was through one of Tiamat's most powerful servants, a dragonborn named Archon the Cruel. While further details have yet to be revealed and or determined, Amonasro agreed to aid the party against Archon in exchange for full credit should the paladin finally be defeated. The fallen paladin, that should be. He bade farewell, offering advice on where more armor could be found, just as a teleportation spell delivered 4 servants of Tiamat to Conscript Group 14's location. As he disappeared, Amonasro extolled the party to test their might against these creatures, as they are but a taste of what awaits them should they seek battle with Archon the Cruel. If you would all be so kind as to put yourselves on the map around this helmet.
Oh, I see. I gotcha. All right.
I suppose I should do the same with Falkren and Persephone. Let's see, I will grab them from...
We can have in mind that they're there if you don't want the tokens.
Oh, well, they should be there. It will be useful for them to be there very soon, I have no doubt. All right.
I had no idea that that was a helmet. I was like, is that like an observation tower? Like an observatory? Like, what are we looking at?
And right above it is not an olive.
Right.
Alrighty.
I suppose very technically it could be an observation tower if it does go on your head, you know?
Hey.
That depends on how tall you are.
Meta.
I'm pretty tall, so...
It's okay. From never mind. Okay. So as these creatures, these 2 dots appear, these glowing white hot dots appear in just the surface of reality. A line appears between them, and then comes down, creating a rectangular portal. And out of it steps 3 of these creatures, black scales on them, long curved horns coming around, almost looking somewhat minotaur-like in terms of the horns, but the face is definitely reptilian. Long black tails behind them that lash back and forth, and large wings. Each of them, shing, shing, draws out 2 scimitars. One of them holds out a hand and begins to glow black, and he looks at you all and he says, "Who are you that disturb this place?"
I'm just gonna shoot him.
All right, we'll roll initiative. No banter here. Very
No.
well.
I say, oh, sorry, was you monologuing?
It's a very short monologue. Who was that?
Because it's a surprise round, right? Because I
Nope.
did okay.
Sure isn't.
Well, good, because I critted on my initiative.
Critted how?
I crit failed my initiative.
Yes. So as they appear, he goes, "Oh, I better load this. Oh, I'm gonna shoot it."
Alrighty.
Bloody
so
safety's on.
What do we got? Oh, I need to do some initiative for our
Oh,
missing
safety. Die.
our missing characters here. Let's see. Persephone, you are going on initiative. Bloop. Ooh, okay. And Falkran, you are going on initiative. Bloop. Okay.
Tied for poopy initiative.
So I do believe I see everyone. The top of the order, we have Silas Khan.
Where are they? Oh, they're there.
Well, apparently we're attacking. So,
You hear, he's unmistakable. You hear him
my goodness.
pull back at the mighty Baratheon.
Yes. So, having had that long to
Ariothian.
realize that I go first, I am stalling for time while I figure out what I'm doing. Yes.
Good. Yes.
Very good. Very good. Yes. Very good. Vamp for me, DM.
These creatures.
What do they look like?
They look somewhat draconic, a little bit like lizard men, but of course lizard men don't have the wings. I will show you what they look like. As they begin to advance, you see dark liquid pooling and dripping from their mouths and hitting the ground with a soft sizzling sound, and energy beginning to sort of a very, very deep purple energy beginning to coalesce around their hands, which are clawed.
I didn't see it, but weird.
Their faces and their horns have a somewhat resemble a little bit skulls of dead steers. Their skin is very pulled back against their bone structure, giving them a death's head look.
Okay, I'm going to advance on. Let me see. 5, 10, 15. I'm going to advance right to here.
Okay.
And I'm going to strike at that one closest to me with Iranian, my
Alrighty.
enchanted glaive. And as a fighter paladin, I get 2 attacks when I attack. So the first one shall be a 20 to hit.
That is a hit.
There's 12 points of slashing magic damage.
Got it.
And a second shot on the same critter. 18 to hit.
Also a hit.
8 slashing damage.
All right.
And I'm going to finish there.
Very well. Which brings us to their turn. The creature in front of you hisses as the one behind him holds out his hand, and all of a sudden everything around you turns completely black, Silas, as you and all of the rest of them are engulfed in darkness. And you can no longer see them. I think I may have inadvertently, yes, put that back where it was.
Yeah, we
Okay.
literally can't.
And
Well, they ran away. It's over. Battle's done. Haha.
Also, those of you around the helmet, another globe of darkness falls around you. Let's see here.
Wait, this is the part where, as this is a Dungeons and Dragons game, I have to say, I've got dark vision.
Unfortunately, it does not help you with this particular spell.
I know.
And then, creature in front of you attacks. But first, you hear a scraping of sound of claws on the ground and a sort of a... And then nothing. As, well, he attempts to hide. And at advantage, his roll has beat your passive perception, so he attacks.
Well, I'm dead.
Hitting AC 22. 8 points of slashing damage.
Was that
Hitting
80
AC
or 8?
8. Hitting AC 24. Okay. 7 points of slashing damage. And then a bite. Hitting AC 17. 7 points of piercing damage and 8 points of acid damage.
That's a lot.
And that is its turn. That brings us to Zelmira. Zelmira, a giant, just black curtain of impenetrable darkness has appeared right in front of your nose.
I have dark vision, so I'm joking.
Every turn.
I have dark vision. So yes. Well, it seems as though I can't ascertain where any of these creatures are. Let's see. Puts a little hitch in my plan. Boop a doo doo boop a doop boop. So I'm trying to see. If only I were Saray and I could blow all their smoke away. So yeah, I will hold an action.
Blow us all away.
Until I get the opportunity to see one of them and try to fell it with my water whip.
Alrighty.
So she would she would realize that they're two globes of darkness, right? The way that they boop boop pop down one after the other.
They came down simultaneously, but it seemed to be definitely at the behest of something. It's like you saw put their hands out and darkness appeared. So
I was just thinking for line of sight, because if one of them disappeared, if only one of these disappeared, you couldn't see anything because you're behind the second one. But just
right. So it looks to me as though, checking on the map, that I would have been like looking through or like in front of the domes of blackness. Mm-hmm. Correct? Am I understanding that correctly?
So you cannot see through the dome of blackness.
Yes.
From where currently are, Typhon is correct. If the one that currently is encompassing, you have a little bit of an advantage point here that Zelmira wouldn't have, but it helps for tactics. If the globe of darkness around Silas and the other creatures disappears, you still wouldn't be able to see because there's one between you and them.
But she did see the one around me appear first, and then the one around her appear. Well,
they both happened at the same time.
And I can't see now anyway, right?
My point being, if you moved here and this one disappeared, you might be able to get an attack off. But if this one stayed and this one disappeared, you wouldn't be able to use your held action.
That makes sense. Yeah. I feel like because I, Liz, as the the owner of Zelmira, have thoughts and feelings. I don't know. That came out very, very odd. But I wouldn't have thought of that. So I'll just stay where I am because I didn't.
All right, you're holding water whip.
Hold my
until you have a
water
shot.
whip. Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Typhon.
Okay. I will move back here, and I will reach out and begin an incantation, and the globe will start to crack, almost like it's almost like ice cracking with green energy, and I will dispel it from the area where it stands.
You'll try.
Alrighty. Yeah, the spell magic, is that?
Uh-huh.
Definitely works. Which one do you do it on? Assume the one.
This one,
around.
the one
Yeah,
that
okay.
Silas is in.
And it does. It cracks and falls, and you see that there are surrounding Typhon. Not surrounding Typhon, surrounding
What?
Silas.
Silas. You see there are 2 creatures. Oop. Damn. Well,
Nope. You
we're supposed to see
should've
that
said
one.
So, and that has no effect on what I was going to say,
Fair
but I was going to call out to the group that says that you know you're just barely in darkness. Walk, you know, if you walk forward, you'll escape, but there's likely one of them still in there with you. And but say Silas needs your assistance though, and that will be it for me.
All right, Jax.
So obviously where I am, I'm guessing I'm half in, half out if I'm doing this.
We're gonna for it makes it easier is if the spell touches you at all, then you are considered affected by it.
I will run to where I thought they were then originally.
Okay.
So without metagaming, I don't know, I can't remember where the other one is, but I don't know how to do it, but obviously, hang on. I keep asking, but I keep forgetting. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30.
So the only thing I need to know is if you went through that square right there.
So where I was here. Was I here? So 5. That's why I didn't want to metagame it. So yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, so I would have gone.
Fair
in
enough. You got it.
I would have gone. That
Straight
wasn't
line.
me that did that. I would have gone in a straight line. So if you feel that went
Okay.
through, but I will go to
Not a problem. Not a problem.
happy to
Okay.
take an attack of opportunity if I did
Nah.
go through one.
It's all right.
And I will attack that one with a 25 to hit,
That's a hit.
doing 22 damage.
22 damage on red. Got it.
And he can have another 9. With
And
Fury
another
of the
9.
Small.
Oh, hello.
And I will bonus action just disengage to here.
Okay. That'll bring us to Falkren. Falkren raises up her hands and closes her fists, and the darkness drops as she also casts Dispel Magic. Let me take care of that. Spell slot. Wow. All right. And then she moves to here. Persephone is going to do a defensive flourish with her rapier of the swashbuckler.
When that darkness went, do your creature in front appear?
Zelmira. So indeed, when the darkness goes down, you have line of sight on the creature that
We can't see
is here.
I only said that because obviously Falcon may have run out of his,
Nifty.
may have gone through attack of opportunity. I didn't know.
So
That
you may
would be
take-
within 30 feet.
It would be.
correct?
Go for it.
Yes. All right, I will cast my water whip
Okay.
on that big meanie over there.
And as that roll's coming up, DM, I think the point was, did Falkrin invoke an opportunity?
Yeah, because it wasn't on the screen.
Yes,
the time you moved
indeed.
it.
As Falkrin went there, but let's so Falkrin did the dispel magic, so that means that Zelmira's attack would have gone off first. So we'll resolve that. Water whip 15. Oh, he gets to save. That's right. Dexterity save. Shoot. I have rolled a 16. So it dodges out of the way. Does it take any damage?
Sorry, about to sneeze. Sorry, excuse me.
Get 16 COVID damage.
No. I think he takes half damage. Right?
Let's look it up.
On a failed save, the creature takes 3d10 bludgeoning. Beep-a-doop-boop. On a successful save, the creature takes half as much damage.
All right, so you did 14 damage, so it will take 7.
Cool.
So that is your held action. Then Falkrin runs, and Reshi runs by. Indeed, a attack is made. Ooh, that is a crit. So that is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14
Why is she running
damage.
past? Nothing.
Ran past.
Clip those little legs.
So that is then she runs to there. That is the end of her turn. Persephone is now her turn. She does defensive flourish. She rolled a 7. She steps forward and attacks. Does one attack with her rapier of the swashbuckler. She misses with her first hit, and then she attacks with her dagger, which is not equipped. No, there it is. All right, boop. And that she does hit with 8 points of piercing damage. And her AC is now a lot higher. Rim, your turn.
She does extra damage
Yep,
too?
I took it.
Yeah. Cool.
I am assuming that 2 battles before more than an hour has passed. I'm going to have to probably re-up Hunter's Mark. Is that right?
Okay.
So I will Hunter's Mark red,
Okay.
and I will start my barrage of 3 attacks.
That is a hit.
It is not. It's still -3. It's
Oh.
15.
It's unfortunately not a hit.
Gross, right?
However, that is a hit.
is a hit. 14 on the first hit.
14.
And is he dead yet?
Not dead yet.
Come on. All right. And this is the one with Gloomstalker bonus ouchies as well.
Okay. All right.
21.
21 is a hit.
No, so 21 total damage.
21 total damage. Oh. Looks towards you and hisses. And that is the end of your turn, I assume?
It is. I'm going to step back a little bit and be next to Typhon, actually.
Alrighty. It's going to bring us to Silas.
And I'm going to pivot and attack red once again.
Okay.
Pivot.
Hello. Do I have flanking?
Yeah, you have a plus. Yeah, we usually go directly effect. Falcon would have 5, 10, 15,
sidestep.
20. Yeah, okay, yeah, that works. That works. Easy.
That's a +1.
+1.
First roll is for a 27 total.
That's a hit.
7
Ooh,
points of slashing damage.
Looking rough.
And a crit.
Woo!
Nice.
And that is 18 slashing. Now, you just said he started looking rough.
Indeed.
Wow. Oh, a crit, to quote Claire. Oh, a crit. Let's throw in a smile.
Yay!
Yes, indeed.
You could contend for biggest hit with some crit and maneuver. Lay on the gravy.
What? Black, huh? Acid, huh? I'm going to go with Searing Smite.
All right.
I think. Is that a bonus action? Yes, indeed. But it says next time, so
Divine Smite is just
Yeah.
proc on hit. You can just roll
divine,
it.
Yeah, I'll do
you're looking
that.
for divine smite.
yeah, I was just making sure.
Yep.
I wanted to do a different one because I always do Divine Smite, but fine.
Well, that's the benefit of divine smite is that you get to put it on after you crit, which is
Yes,
so
indeed.
wonderful.
And that was just a first level,
Okay.
unless it was some type of creature that takes more damage. It will be taking. Does that double because it's a crit?
Yeah, all dice is doubled,
That's
and
an
they are
additional
fiends.
18. Oh, that's additional 18 of divine then. So that quadruples, right?
Yep.
36 damage?
36 damage.
I'm making rules up. I have no idea.
No, all dice roll. So with on a divine smite, what is it? An extra 2d8 for
Yes. Which
Lovely.
I rolled an 18 for the crit, just normal, and then I rolled a 9 for the smite,
nice.
and it was crit. So
Roll
that's
another 48.
18. Roll another 48 total,
It's 48, yeah.
or 2d8.
It's 4 because
It's all dice rolls. All dice
Okay.
rolled are doubled on a crit.
Yeah, so 25 plus your weapon.
Please tell
I
me
think the translation loss was that you roll double the dice, not
Right.
the dice aren't doubled.
Yes, that's what I was.
Right.
Yeah,
Roll double
trying to-
dice. Sorry about
Trying
that.
to do it right.
Yeah. So you bring already
It's a common
up
house rule, though.
in
so.
the air, and
is.
it begins to glow as you bring it down, and just you slice through this creature, leaving not even a millimeters wide bit of visible damage as you just cleanly cut through it, and it falls into completely destroyed.
Well, that's what I wanted to happen. And
Good.
then I'm going to use my remaining movement, 5, 10, 15. And I'm done.
Alrighty. Alrighty. That is going to be their turn. He is dead. One attacking you, Silas. Well, let's see if I get it back. No. This one right in front of you attacks you 3 times.
Not 1, not 2.
AC 21,
That's a hit.
AC 12,
That is a miss.
and AC 24.
That is a hit.
Oh, sorry, that last one should have been AC 24. Got it. All right. So the first one is 6 points of slashing damage. Second one misses. Second one, 6 points of piercing damage and 8 points of acid damage.
I am really getting sick of these things chomping me with acid damage. Truly,
this one-
truly.
That's one attacking Persephone. Let's see if he gets his back. He does not. He attacks. Hitting. And the last one is a bite,
She's got higher
which
armor
also
class,
hits.
so
So she takes the first 2.
She's done flourish, didn't she?
Oh, that's right. Her flourish. Okay. So her AC is now.
7 higher.
Okay, so her AC is now that, so 7 higher than that. So she still gets hit by the first slash and the bite. So she takes that much damage from him from there. And yikes. Wow, so she uses Rapier of the Swashbuckler for the bite.
As a note, she doesn't have armor equipped.
That's right. I know.
Is it? Did it get
destroyed.
eaten away
Yes.
when she? Okay.
It got eaten away. She uses this, her weapon. She adds her proficiency bonus to her AC as a reaction. And as a result, that massive amount of damage does not hit her. That will bring us to Zelmira.
I guess I was just thinking it looks like she had studded leather before she bought her half plate. I just thought it would make sense that she put her spare armor on after. Same
Yes,
with
it
Fulcrum
does
would have
make
had
sense.
armor besides
Although I am going
the
to say
plate.
that it makes sense that she would have had that stowed on the bloodstone.
Oh, that's true. It's not in a magic inventory screen.
Nope,
She didn't
sure
click
isn't.
it above her head and it applied on her body. Okay.
You've seen the game.
Although I suppose could have been in
This is a VTT RPG, not a JRPG. Thank you.
I could have had it in the bag of holding.
You could have had it in the bag of holding. That's true. That makes more sense. That's what a bag of holding is for. You're right. She would definitely have the armor on, although I don't think it makes a difference. Studded leather is now equipped, however.
3 extra AC.
Yeah. Would not have made a difference in that fight, but now from going forward, it will. Zelmira, it is your turn.
Boop. Okay. So I'm assuming that the dragon lizard man is airborne, correct?
He has wings, but he's not currently airborne.
Love that journey for me. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take my movement to go help out Persephone because I need her to be alive so she can fix Shane's bauble.
Alrighty.
And I am going to attack it with my fisties. Unarmed strike.
Okay, go for it.
That is a 18.
That is a hit.
Nice. And then I'm going to take my second action and hit him again with my fisties.
Also a hit.
Yay! And then I'm going to do the bonus action, Flurry of Blows.
Nice.
Yes. It's very fun to hit things. Let me see where it is. Okay. And the first one
First one misses, unfortunately.
misses. Yeah. And second one, fingers crossed.
That is a hit.
26.
Indeed. So, you jump into the air after missing with your water whip. It ducks out of the air, and you see it engaging with Persephone as it slices at her with two scimitars, and looks like its jaws nearly get around her neck. And then suddenly the rapier that she's holding does a bizarre sort of spinning move and moves around her body and comes up and ding, deflects him away from her face. And just for a split second, you can hear, "Please allow me." And the
Just Waldo?
the rapier knocks away the face, and then lands back in her hand. And you come leaping over this little sort of crest of the helmet there, landing with a and then gravel as you come up. It's just pow, pow with two fists, and then
Pat, 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 pat.
I have to say,
like a kickboxer, or like what's the Muay Thai fighting where you just
Muay Thai.
bring the knee up into its jaw.
I was like, what's the Pokemon? That's the fighter.
No, this was
Or
quite
that.
obviously. This move is called the Suddenly Jesse.
And somebody's like, why am I singing that? No.
Anything else on the era?
No, that will be it for me.
Alrighty. It's gonna bring us to Typhon.
Alrighty, so this one's definitely been damaged, Mr. Green here.
Mhm.
Am I able to tell, does green or blue look noticeably more hurt?
They both look about the same, actually.
Okay. Since Silas is alone, I will kind of take a step forward and
Hidden King stands alone.
point. No longer. I will point at the blue one, and sort of the sands around him will kind of shift a little bit, and there will be this ringing sound that comes through the air, almost more like a hissing, grating sound of sand being rubbed against the side of a bell, but it rings out nonetheless. I cast Toll the Dead.
Ooh! Time to do a wisdom sheriff. Let's see here. At advantage, I have rolled a 20.
Oh, okay, then it doesn't do anything.
All right. Sorry, Typhon. Anything else?
That's fine.
Uh,
No.
I have a quick question out of turn. I apologize,
Sure.
but is this one of the battle maps from what's that place again?
Pogs Props. It certainly
Pogs
is.
Props. That's one of those battle maps that we got from Pogs Props. You know, they sponsored us for a little while. They were so very nice and giving us this really cool battle map that people in the chat have noticed.
Oh, cool. Yes, definitely check out Pogs Props Patreon page. Just a ton of great maps, actually, especially for Rime of the Frostmaiden and especially for Avernus. He keeps going back and putting in more details on maps that he's already done. So some of the ones, especially from the earlier parts of Descent to Avernus, are really quite detailed and beautiful. All right, Typhon, that's going to bring us to Jax.
Jax indeed. Which one's looking the most hurt?
They both look about the same.
Okay. I will steady myself and take steady aim and throw one in front of Persephone.
Alrighty.
No, there's two now. I'll throw a knife at the one with Silas.
Okay. So you use your bonus action to do steady aim?
I do indeed.
Gotcha.
19 to hit.
19 is a hit.
Da-da-da, for 27 damage.
27 damage. That's a rogue hit if I ever heard.
That's me done.
Alrighty. That'll bring us to Falkren. Falkren, what will you do next?
What a scamp.
What a scamp, Falkren. Falkren comes running up and attacks with Quietus. Whackada. Woo! With a 23, that is a hit. And that is 10 points of slashing damage. And that's going to bring us to Persephone. Persephone, what are you going to do? Persephone's going to move to here and flank and attack with her Rapier of the Swashbuckler. Oh, that's a big old hit. 10 points of piercing on that. And then she's going to attack with the Needle of Mending. That's also a hit. More damage. Now,
These
this one is
sound
clearly
effects.
looking worse off
good.
of the two. Boom, 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 boom. That's going to bring us to Rim.
All right. Seeing that Silas is actually, oh no, you guys are both pretty shitastic hurt. All right, let's take out Green. I'm gonna step here to get a clear shot, and I'm going to pull an arrow back and shoot at Green.
Mm-hmm. That's a hit.
17. All right.
17's a hit.
That's
I
with
keep forgetting the -3, but yes, 17 is a hit.
Yes, and I did not say my bonus action to switch the target yet. So if you want me to save that for the second attack, I will.
Sure.
Okay. 11 points.
Okay.
And I will switch my hunter's mark and attack again.
Alrighty.
Need to get better about that. There we go. 25. Oh, really? Oh, wow. That's terrible.
2 arrows strike him, but he manages to get his blade in front of the second one, and it only grazes his skin, but the other one is sticking deep into his chest, and he takes a hideous breath, and you actually see some of the acid that he's been dripping out of his mouth sort of begin to come out of the front of his chest, just beginning to fall onto the ground, and that is you done, Rim?
Yeah, and just so you know, the hunter's mark on the second attack, it's total of 22 damage between the two of them.
22 damage between the two of them. Okay.
Yes.
Good to know.
I'm done.
All right, that brings us back to Silas.
Chop, chop, chop. Let's see. So I'm going to attack with the glaive, and I've got a +1 because of the flanking. That is at first a 13 to hit. Oof.
13 does not hit.
And then the second attack will be a 16 to hit.
16 does not hit.
Um,
Wait,
that's it.
No, 16. 16 does. Sorry, 16 does hit.
16 does hit.
Yes, it does.
Okay. 8 points of slashing.
8 points of slashing damage.
Magic.
Good. Got it.
And then I'm done.
Okay, it's gonna bring us to its turn. Let's see.
That one's dead.
Okay. The one that is fighting with Persephone and Zelmira looks down at this arrow in its chest and creates a globe of darkness
May
around.
I counterspell it?
You may.
I'm gonna do it.
Counterspell goes off, and as the darkness begins to coalesce around Silas and Falkren, it just disappears. As how does your counterspell work, Typhon?
As he sees the spell being cast, he reaches out with and mutters some very syllabic or some very sibilant syllables, and a green streak of energy shoots out and around his hand almost constricts it, so it disrupts the motion of casting and seems to just sort of swallow up the magic before actually returning to me. And it looks like I catch it in my hand and start to glow just a little bit. As you can tell, Typhon has actually stolen some of the power of the spell that he was casting and to use later on.
Alrighty, excellent. That's going to bring us to this first one. Who? Okay. Begins to chant, and he is saying something in Draconic. Rim, you hear him, he is calling out to his queen, calling upon her to give him and his brother's strength. And you see wounds beginning to heal upon his body and also upon the body of the one that you just hit with the arrow. That is his turn. Significant amount of his wounds have closed, as have the wounds on the one being fought with by Persephone and Zelmira. Which brings us to Zelmira.
Seeing these wounds close, Zelmira wants to get this thing prone. So I will again try to water whip.
Okay.
Do I have to be far away for that, though? Do I have to be 30 feet?
No, it's not a ranged spell attack. It is he just has to dodge, right?
Yeah.
Yep, okay.
Okay.
And so, as the water whip begins to form in your hand, he tries to jump out of the way, being extremely stealthy, but he has only rolled a 14 on his dex save.
Okay.
That's a fail.
Let's see. Yeah, it should be. And it's a DC 16, so
Yeah.
15
15 points of damage.
points
and
of damage.
he goes prone.
Yes, I am going to knock it prone.
Alrighty.
And I am actually... Yes, no, that's it. That's it, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Down he goes.
Oh, wait. No. It's not it. Because I want to I want to spend another key point to roll another 1d10 of damage.
Okay. Alrighty.
A
So
4. I don't
4
know.
on top of that. Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's going to bring us to Typhon.
Alrighty. Well, I didn't like how that worked before. Oh, Prone. Okay, I like that. So I am going to use the Ring of the Scorpion and cause that tendril to lash out towards him.
It is a ranged spell attack, correct?
It is not.
It is not ranged spell attack. In that case, it's at advantage, and a 16 does hit.
It's one of the great things about that one, a 30-foot melee spell attack. It's delightful.
Fantastic.
I have a 16 to hit.
It is a hit.
So I will deal 8 points of damage, and then I
Good.
will also use traveling along that sort of tendril of energy will be this sort of black inky magic that also crushes into him for an extra 4 points of force damage.
Very good.
So use his own spell energy to fight him.
Okay. Anything else, Typhon?
No.
Jax?
Right. I will. One's prone, yeah. I will move there.
Okay.
Attack this one.
At advantage because he's down.
Roger, roger. With a 28 to hit
That is a hit.
for 21 damage.
Oof. Okay. He is looking very bad again.
He's still up, is he? I will
Still up.
attack him with my offhand for 27 to hit
That is a hit.
for 10 damage.
Okay. Good to know. Fulcra attacks with Quietus. Missing with a 15. And that is her done. Persephone attacks with Rapier of the Swashbuckler. That is a hit. And she's also going to do her bonus attack with Needle, and both of those are at advantage. Both of them hit. And with that, Persephone slays this one for good and all. Righty. And that will bring us to Rim.
I was so excited to finish him off and just beat the crap out of him
Rim
with the
got
bow. All right, then I will continue. I will change my hunter's mark to blue, and I will take a shot.
Just want to double check, Jax, you didn't do sneak attack twice on that attack,
No.
right?
Second one was just 10 damage.
Got it.
All right, the first shot is 16 points of piercing damage
16 points of piercing damage on that one. Gotcha.
on blue, and good rolling. My goodness.
Yeah, you're rolling like a champ.
Oh God! And another 21.
Good lord. Yeah, they both hit.
Pinkies.
No, 21 was the damage on the second.
21 was the damage, so total of...
Yeah, I rolled a 27. So between the two shots, 21, 31, 37.
37 points of damage. Excellent.
Oh, goodness.
Wow. Okay.
Okay,
Brings us
finito.
back to Silas.
Rim is denied another kill. Can he make it an entire round? Attacking once again with the Enchanted Glaive, Iranian for a 14 to hit.
Unfortunately, does not hit.
And then a critical miss.
Indeed.
So I am quite distracted by the acid oozing and arrows flying and stuff.
All right, that brings us to him. Okay. Beset on both sides. He attacks you thrisely, Silas. Scimitar number 1 hitting AC 18. 8 points of slashing damage. Scimitar number 2, hitting AC 21. 8 points of slashing damage. And the bite, which is a crit. Okay, so... Alright, so only 8 points of piercing damage with a 7 and a 1 on the die, but 15 points of acid damage as the acid eats into you.
I'm dead.
Are you down?
Silas
Oh.
goes down. Alrighty. So stands up, and Silas, you are unconscious and prone and dying, and that will bring us to Zelmira.
Okay. Let's see. So I will make my way toward the one that is attacking Silas.
Okay.
Can I get right up in the space next to him?
Yes, you have
Yeah.
plenty of movement to do that.
Perfect. So I'm going to approach and begin to hit him again with my fists.
Okay.
Okay.
But I'm already dead.
Yeah, they're gonna have to pull me off of Silas. Let's see. The first one is a 21.
All right. That is a hit.
And the second is a crit fail. So,
All right, that misses.
yeah, and I will expend that extra key point to Flurry of Blows the successful unarmed strike.
Alrighty. That is a hit.
Okay, so 11 points of damage total.
11 points of damage.
Yeah.
That is going to do it for this one. As with its dying breath, it looks like it's trying to stab and finish the job on Silas. But you come up and just crack its neck, and it falls dead.
Good, because Silas was nice to Zelmira, so she likes him.
The rest of y'all...
Silas and Rim right now are on like the up and up with her. The rest, oh, we'll see. Only time will tell.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna run to Silas and immediately give him 10 points of lay on hands.
All right. With that healing, Silas, you are no longer dying or unconscious or prone.
And that's the nice type of healing, right?
Yes, it doesn't hurt.
Not
Doesn't hurt,
Not the
indeed.
bonus ouchies.
I was like, not a bone forge healing, which sounds really bad. Like the last name, if you think about it, it sounds bad.
It does. It does sound bad. So, with that,
I stand up.
you have finished off the foes of the foes that are available to attack. They are roasting in the heat of Avernus.
That was oddly specific.
Yes. If I'm going to be specific, I like to be odd about it.
Rim will look to Jax and say, Jax, check them.
Oh, okay. I'll start checking them.
All right. Make an investigation check.
I can do that. 21.
21. The one that spoke, which is the first one that fell, has on its head a interesting sort of band of metal. Looks many ways like a helmet, but one that has been specifically designed for this creature's head that has spikes and such coming from the top of it. So as a result, it's not really a helmet, it's more of a headband, but it is made of metal.
Okay. I will take that off.
Other than that, and their scimitars, there is nothing on them.
A lot of rubbish. And this headpiece.
I'll hold it up.
It is made of a dark iron that has silver inlaid on the inside of it. And with your investigation check, you can see that that silver actually has very intricate runes sketched into it.
May I see that?
Oh, it's got magical runes. Well, I suppose so.
I'll hand it to Typhon.
Are they readable, or are they actually just magic runes that would take?
I need an Arcana check.
Okay. 16.
They're definitely a magic incantation of some sort.
Is it magic?
There's no place like, the. Interesting.
Just click your
Can I
claws
also
together.
identify what these creatures are?
Sure. You may make a nature check or a religion check. Your
Do
choice.
some knowledge, religion. I'm not rolling well today. I have a 13.
You've never seen anything like them. Based on the tremendous amount of damage one of them seemed to take from Silas's attack, and way you've seen it react to attacks that he's made before, you can surmise that they're probably fiendish. But other than that, no, you have no idea.
Draconic fiends.
Indeed.
Rim will Rim will help Silas up from his felled position. Are you all right?
I feel like I was just bit by a dragon. Close.
You are more vulnerable without your armor. You need to be careful, Silas.
Yes, if only I could use that other suit of armor that I have. Can't find it, though.
Do you have another suit of armor?
He does not.
I didn't think so.
Or do you? It's in your back pocket.
Just my tattered chainmail that hangs in pieces, barely
Something
being
from-
armor at all.
Right. It's a good look
He's-
for Silas.
These creatures are an affront to my god. What do you do in the face of such blasphemy?
Put it into it. Each and every time, Rim.
Rim looks at them and he's got a pained look on his face. This is the first time he's actually ever been confronted with creature. Well, no, it's not the first time, but it's the first time he's been very close to a creature that's serves Tiamat. And he doesn't have words for how he's feeling, so he just stands there stoically and then kicks it.
Rolls back and forth a bit. And there don't appear to be any more enemies. Did you identify?
I will.
Oh no, you were identifying.
I
what the
figure we
creatures were.
do it on the drive to the next objective.
It is approaching the time when a long rest would be appropriate.
Yeah.
So it's difficult to tell here in Avernus, of course, with there being no sun and no night. But based on how weary you are, how hungry you are, and those of you who are wounded, how sore you are. Those of you who took acid damage, of course, the magic has healed it, but the skin and the flesh where the acid ate into your flesh is very red, and you feel very exposed, as if the heat and the corruption in the air of Avernus is seeping into you from that sort of more vulnerable place.
Sensing that, Typhon will suggest that we take the vehicle and go somewhere a little less conspicuous. Then we can, well, rest and bind our wounds more properly.
Did we see a place in our recent drive that looked like it might have had a crest or a
You can make a perception check.
Oh,
No, that's an 8.
Looking around the plains of Avernus, if anything, this area where you currently are is safer than anything that you see in view. Even as you look, you see a meteor streak across the sky and impact about a mile away, just creating a cloud of dust and fire that blows away in the ever-present wind.
Typhon, inside the Titan's armor might be the safest place for us to hide.
But this is... this place, it already drew these draconic fiends. And the dragon itself, you remember, fled. How long before it returns? How long before its anger returns and overwhelms its tactical decision to retreat?
Fair.
I say we get away. If we can't rest in a place of safety, at least rest in the middle of nowhere where chance or... well, where only chance will bring someone to us instead of... well, interest or any other reason someone might want to come to this place.
Then let us not tarry. I was about to ask Silip if he was okay to drive, but then he just walked off.
Take that as a no.
You will assume that Silas is good to drive. Although he does continue to stumble a little bit. He shakes it off, stretches, and holds his arm where the creature bit him particularly hard, clambers into the bloodstone, and with another screech and rumble of pain, the machine bursts into life, and you begin to drive off away from Uldrak's grave. Which direction do you think you will head?
Which is the direction of
See the map?
Which is the direction of the tower that Amonasro
So,
suggested?
you are currently here, and you are driving to here.
Let's, if nobody else disagrees, let's make our way toward that tower and look for any sort of pass that looks like it might offer some sort of shelter.
Jax will pull his head out of the bag of holding and...
Who wants some rat kebabs? I've got
Any of
10.
those do you?
No, thank you.
Ogren says, I'll have a rat kebab.
Actually,
Falkren.
before you do that, I'm gonna cast Goodberry.
Yeah, that's what I just cast.
One of my. Oh,
My rat
you can.
kebabs.
So you can. I thought you were. You said you have a
it's
limitless
ratberry.
supply.
They're rat berries. Yeah, that's
Oh, all right.
basically they're healing.
I thought
have you
you had
not
a
ever
fi-
realised that?
No, I knew that, but I thought you actually had like a limited supply of rats that you turned into.
He doesn't know he's casting them.
the
He just
rats.
pulls out 10 rat
That's
kebabs
amazing.
every day.
I love it.
Who wants a rat
yes, I'll
kebab?
have
But
one.
I'll start hold them up.
They've got magical healing properties.
Rim will take one.
Give them to Falkren.
Well, I'm doing all
Eat
right
up.
as far as wounds are concerned, but I am hungry. And she takes a kebab and makes a face as she eats it. But eventually, face goes slack and devoid of expression, and she just mechanically eats the
Rats, Louis? You.
I hand them out. I mean, whoever wants them, there's 10 hit points. But so Falcon takes 1. That's 1 hit point to Falcon.
Selmir was actually at full hit points.
It says Jax.
What happens? So,
Is it possible
Anyone?
to have like with the sound of how loud the machine is as it drives? Is it possible for Rim to have a private conversation with Silas at the helm?
yes. You come down and sort of hang off the side, looking out. Look, there's room for you to sort of grab onto the side without too much trouble or worry about falling off. The size of the bloodstone is, anything that you would hit that would be a bump that could potentially knock you off on a smaller vessel, on a smaller ship, smaller machine. On this, actually just blast right through it. And so you could definitely hang out on the front, sort of looking as if you're helping to navigate. But you are able to...
Silas, I'm very concerned. Persephone has a change in temperament. Falkren, her skills corrupted. Zelmira doesn't seem focused. We are losing our party.
Are we?
I look at my friends. They are not who they used to be.
Perhaps it's easier for you to see as you've been gone. How have I changed, Rim?
Aside from your scars, you were the same beacon of hope that I knew you to be before I was trapped in that coin.
What was it like, Rim?
I imagine I will have nightmares for the rest of my life, Silas. I couldn't tell what was real and what was not. I experienced horrible mutations of my father, of you. The longer I stayed in there, the harder it was to parse reality from nightmare. And it was only a matter of days to know that there are souls trapped in those coins for years, decades. Maybe we're lucky to have been given the limited amount of corruption we're facing. There's so much worse out there. I just fear we don't collectively have the strength to endure it.
Then what are you proposing, Rim? Should we stop?
No. But I was hoping for a word of encouragement from someone I look up to very much.
This is what it is for me, always, Rim. My goddess teaches that the worst has already happened. The worst betrayal, the worst outcome, it has already happened. And to persevere, to continue on, vigilant, this is what it is for us. We're already in hell, quite literally. What we do now is do our best to keep ourselves. I don't know why Persephone has become sharper. I don't know why Falkren now causes pain whenever she attempts to heal. Is there some way that I am affected that I am unaware of?
If you are, I haven't seen it. And that's why I'm having this conversation with you.
What of Jax, Typhon?
Typhon is different from us, Silas. A worthy adversary, a powerful wizard. But I don't believe he's here for the same reasons you and I are here.
You didn't see him. You should not call him adversary, though. That is a disservice. That is a title he has not earned. Annoyance, aggravation, frustrating person, hopelessly enamored with evil riches from the Underdark. That all of those apply, but adversary is so very strong.
You see Rim crack a smile a little bit.
Stay strong for me, Silas. Please.
You say it like I have a choice.
He puts a claw on your shoulder and moves back into the main portion of the bloodstone.
Alrighty. Let's see here. Typhon, you have in your possession a Helm of Teleportation with 1 charge left.
Ooh. That's fun. Let me pull up that stat block here. It's a low profile one, so
It is. It's not
That's
one of
nice.
these huge dragon winged shaped. No, it is. Had to
Wow,
be that
this
in order to
is-
fit onto the creature.
This is excellent.
Make an Arcana check. Now that you know what the runes do.
23.
You will also be able to copy the spell from the runes that are written on the inside of this.
But only once I'm...
Yeah. I mean, you could try to do it now. you could potentially succeed.
It's a 7th level spell, so I guess, or 9th level now, so maybe in about 5 months. See you then. We'll copy it down.
But yes, the runes that are on the inside are actually the written text of the spell. And you are
Cool.
confident that if you are able to decipher them and to put them into your own particular brand of spellcraft, that you will be able to cast the spell.
Cool. Is it like the spellcaster equivalent of like writing the answers of your test underneath
Exactly
your baseball
what it is.
cap?
It's like, let me just...
oh yeah.
Oh
okay,
yeah,
right.
got it. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
C.
And then everybody else could see them like backwards indented on your forehead.
Right.
So, with the survival check from earlier, or perception check from earlier, you're not able to come across anything that provides any more or less cover than anywhere else. But you drive a significant amount away from Uldrak's grave to what you would assume to be about halfway between it and the tower. Although you would have hoped that at this point you would have seen the Styx on the horizon, and you do not. What you do see is to your south the firestorm plains that you once drove through before. This is where Zelmira, as you drove through this before with Smiler, you were you caught the attention of a particularly vile one that threatened to kill you, and that is why you teleported away. Incidentally, one of the place that you teleported to was a tower. It sounds similar to what it was that Amonazro suggested you all go to. Although you're pretty sure there's more than one.
Selmira is still mad.
Okay,
That's Smiler.
fair enough. That brings you to here. With that, Is this where you wish to stop, or do you want to keep going?
That looks good. Halfway.
I dig it.
Right. So, up goes Tiny Hut. I will need to know the watches, and also if anybody has anything else they wish to do now that you have some downtime.
I'll take the first watch.
I'll sit with you
I
since I'm
will.
pretty healed.
Happily take a watch.
Rim will go to you, Jax, and say, "Did you say you had my journal?
Did you say you have my watch?
My watch?
Oh, I do have your journal, yes.
May I have it back, Jax?"
Oh, well, that makes sense as it's yours. Well, that makes sense as it's yours.
Mute Ryan.
That was weird. Okay.
That was awesome. Jackson's surround sound is good time.
That was coming through Ryan.
Right.
Rim looks at you and says, "You're not going to ask for 50 gold for it."
Yes. I think I'm losing my touch, Rim.
Put it on my tab, and he pats you on the head.
Oh, okay.
I will hand it over.
You have a journal.
I
It's
do.
a decent sized and has a grayish green cover. It's very similar to one that you might actually have in your hand. At any rate, you look through it, and of course, right before the events that saw you trapped in the coin is where the entries stop. Although there are a few more appear to be written in a feminine hand, and based on what they say, you think that they are from Persephone, and it's comforting, although also saddening, to read how much she missed you and how friendly and how much herself she was. But you look at her as she's setting up her bedroll and preparing to rest for the evening, and you wonder if the person who wrote the things that are currently in the journal is the same as the person you were looking at right now. Typhon, are you intending a long rest?
Yes,
Anything
I am
you
also.
wish to do before that?
Me?
Mm-hmm. No, is there anything in addition, like any wizardly stuff?
I don't have anything else to identify. I don't think. Let's see. I should look. How many? We're just doing like straight up long rest. Would I have any time if I didn't take a watch to copy spells?
Yes.
Okay. Like, do you know?
3 hours.
Okay.
Take a watch. Yeah.
And then I will also attune to the helm.
All right. You are
And
so attuned.
offer actually the group taking the ring off of my finger. I'll hold it. This has been useful. Would any of you care to use it?
What is it?
The Ring of the Scorpion, it's called. Allows me to cast a spell called Thorn Whip.
I love magic.
You've seen him cast something similar than this.
Yeah.
Exact same.
Would this be of benefit to anyone else? Silas, Rim?
Give it to Silas. Give him something he can do at range until he's fully armored again.
It's not going to stop me from walking up to people, Rim.
But
I'm
it
not going
gives
to
you,
hide in the shadows and strike from a distance. We've got that covered.
it does give you options.
The only option I need is my goddess beside me, as I narrow down the number of fiends in hell.
Rim nods, and he shakes his head at the ring.
Well, that can be decided at another time. But
All right.
as everyone beds down for the evening and watches are set, I think we will go ahead and take our break, and hopefully when we return, we will have some of our wayward souls once again with us.
There we go.
And we're happy to have our very own Falkren back. Apparently from a very long and trying day. Very glad to have Falkren's player back. You might even see the rare sighting of Persephone here and there. We will see. But at any rate, as Falkren, as Typhon has set up his tiny hut, the respite from the heat of Avernus, although somehow the oppressive weight and almost as if being inside of a vacuum, this sort of bizarre pressure that closes in on you from all sides is still present. But the heat that emanates from the ground and then from the air is much reduced here in the tiny hut, and you are able to get a break from it and rest. We're setting up watches. First watch was Zelmira, and
Rim.
second watch.
I will certainly take a watch, though my perception is not as great as it once was.
Well, we could say that Persephone takes the second watch, although, I don't know, it might be interesting to try and roleplay as Persephone. We'll see. And then third watch. Typhon is not taking watch because
Jack's
he is
happy to
took his
watch.
time to copy
Well,
spells.
if we need to, I can. To be honest, there aren't a lot of spells I need to copy at the moment.
Yeah, I feel like we should leave the bookworm to his books.
Obviously, Jax is happy to do a watch.
All right, it sounds like you will be doing your watch by yourself, Jax.
Oh,
But
what can I get up to?
first watch, we have Zelmira and Rim. Both of
Brawl.
you
Laugh
make
again.
perception checks as you gaze out upon the plains of Avernus through the somewhat translucent walls of the tiny hut.
That is a 6.
Zelmira?
Hey!
Well, with a natural
At 20.
20 perception check. All right. The wind blows across the plains, kicking up dirt and dust. Makes a whistling sound as it passes over and through the bloodstone, through the mechanisms and the machinery. But other than that, you do not detect anything while you are sitting. You feel almost alone, even though you know that around you, devils and demons slaughtering each other by the hundreds, and no doubt there are creatures hunting you even now.
Rim, knowing that Zelmira hasn't been the most talkative and is, kind of struggling in her own headspace, he sits next to her pretty quietly, but just to kind of, in an attempt to make her smile, he'll just lean over and just kind of give her a shoulder bump every so often, and just to nudge her and let her know that he's there.
So
This is a very large creature that is sitting awfully close to you, and
I was just
keeps
imagining
bumping into you.
Zelmira's like, goosh. So I think the first time that happened would have definitely triggered some sort of response in her, because I imagine that after she kind of surveys her surroundings, she would have taken out the pouch that contains what the fragments of Shane's bauble, and she's kind of holding it in her hands and almost like trying to think of a way that she could fix it, if there is a way that she could fix it. So she would have been lost in thought. That definitely would have disturbed her. So she would then kind of look up.
He's smiling at you.
How does he smile look? How does a Dragonborn smile look? I want to see that.
It's, it's funny, like, if you didn't know him, right, yeah, like, if you weren't accustomed to his face, it might look like a bit of a grimace, but the more that you get to know him, you can see sort of the kindness in the corners of his mouth when it turns up, and his eyes are actually quite gentle once you get past the very intense features that he has in his face.
Well, and as someone who, I don't know if you guys know this, but Zelmira is actually like a very good read of character. So she, I think, would have, she understands that Rim is a friendly entity and not someone to be afraid of. So she's kind of nods and smiles back, and kind of starts to look out over the fields, or are they like fire fields? Is that what we're looking at?
You definitely see signs of fire in the darkness outside. And you, as you are driving, you saw to the south the fire storms. So
Yeah.
if you look in that direction, you can see the lightning, that like huge fronts of fire that sort of come up from the ground and then swirl down as if the flame is being drawn out of the ground by a storm and then turned into a funnel cloud that has lightning that comes down out of it. But from where you are right now, you are not apparently in danger of any of these things, although they do brighten the horizon quite significantly.
Yes. So Zelmira would definitely be looking sort of in that direction, and knowing that Rim has made a concerted effort to try to get to know her, she's feeling a little more amenable to getting to know him. And she says, have you been out there? And she points in the direction of the firestorms.
We followed Smiler through them, didn't we?
But you were in a coin.
I don't recall. It does not look familiar to me.
It's unusual.
Is it not just fire?
Well, it's mostly fire. It's been a while since Elmira's made small talk. And so she kind of just settles.
You're doing great.
This is good.
So she kind of just great job. She kind of just settles back and looks out again.
I'm sorry. I cannot repair that glass for you.
Oh. Thank you. I'm sorry that it happened. And I wish that Persephone were more willing to actually fix it Although I'm kind of giving up on that as an actual option. So
Don't. Persephone, I know you haven't gotten a chance to know her the way I know her. She is the closest thing to a sister I've ever had. She is an incredible spirit. I'm just afraid that spirit is buried now.
what happened, if you don't mind me asking?
Rim just kind of gestures with his head around.
I think she's feeling the effects of this place more than many of us. She is such a strong person, but her spirit is gentle. And I think that makes her more vulnerable than many of us.
I've seen what this place can do to gentle souls. I understand.
Please, trust my word and give her the benefit of the doubt. She's very important to me.
The way you talk about her makes me think of the person who gave me this. And again, she kind of gestures to the little bag that holds, again, the shards of Shane's bauble. And they were incredibly good, too. And succumbed to the evils of this place. Not in the same way that it seems that you're worried about with Persephone, but I lost him too. To this. And she kind of gestures around.
Zelmira, tell me what you miss most about Shane.
He was a source of light, a constant source of light. Even in the face of all this darkness, his enthusiasm and joy couldn't be dampened. He was the first of my group to leave us. Wouldn't be the last, but he was the first, and in some ways one of the most difficult.
You carry his light with you.
He would say that.
As long as you remember him, Zelmira, I promise he would be correct.
Losing this, I know it may look insignificant, but losing this bauble, it felt like losing him again. And I just felt all the same powerlessness and fear. And I don't know why, but I just felt as long as there was something I could hold that was from him, that there was maybe a chance that he wasn't entirely gone.
Rim is going to very gently reach as if to ask if he could take it out of your hands for a moment.
It's a very difficult thing for Zelmira to do, but she looks at Rim's outstretched hand and places the pouch in it.
It's a pouch, so it's a...
Yeah, because of all of the shards, she's got it in
Broken
a little
pieces
pouch.
of glass.
Yeah.
Rim will open the pouch very gently, and he will breathe a puff of crystalline ice air in the tent, and as he does so, the light that's kind of streaming in from outside refracts through the cloud of air, and you can see it reflecting off of the glass shards in the pouch.
Zelmira, even broken, it's still beautiful. I think that reminds me a lot of us here. We are broken in a way, but still beautiful.
Thank you. I couldn't see it like that before, but thank you.
And then Rim closes the pouch very carefully. He's taking extra care to make sure that everything stays. And he gently puts it back in your hand, and he waits a moment, and then he bumps you again with his shoulder.
Zelmira, as soon as she receives the pouch back in her hand, holds it to her heart. And when she is bumped, a slight smile comes across her face, and she bumps back. And then is immediately gripped by the most profound sense of missing Artie, and kind of falls back into herself and continues to stare off into the distance.
And for our viewers who did not watch Descendants into Avernus, Artemis was Zelmira's twin brother, who unfortunately did not survive the ordeal that brought her to Avernus. But that brings us to close of First Watch. However, while that is happening, Fulcrum, your dreams are troubled. You walk. From the ache in your legs, it feels as if you've been at it for days. Beneath your blistered, cracked feet, this pitted and uneven road crunches in mind-numbing monotony. Sharp pebbles working their way, finding their way cruelly into your sandals. Your toenails split and bloodied from countless stumbles. Glancing up, you can see that the land around you is a barren wasteland of reddish rock. Sulphurous fumes stretches out as far as the eye can see in all directions. Hobbling a few paces in front of you, you see the back of a man, twisted, broken. His legs appear to have been shattered or crushed at some point and then reformed in such a way that makes every step one of agonizing misery. His clothes are shredded rags, thick with crusted blood. And around his waist is wrapped a heavy chain that trails in the gravel behind him. And just as you realize that it's leading to you, you feel the weight, and you look down and you see that this chain is looped around your waist similarly, and then continues behind you, and you turn to look and follow it behind you, and you see that behind you are trudging two figures, and the chain wrapped around you extends from behind you and extends to the both of them and wrapped around their waists. And then behind them walk 4 more, and each of their chains extends to those 4. And those 4 chains extend to 8 more behind, and then 16, and so on, and so on. And a fetid gust of wind blows over you, and it separates the clouds of dust behind you briefly. And you see revealed behind you a great multitude of people, all shapes, sizes, ages, races, marching on the road behind you, each chained to the wretch in front, in increasing numbers going backwards and decreasing numbers coming forwards until the links reach back to you, and from you to the figure ahead of you. What do you do?
Do I recognize the faces of the people behind me?
Make a perception check. You have rolled a
The first one out the gate was a 21.
21. You look back at the faces, and at first it's just amorphous eyes, nose, mouth, but almost as if they're covered in some sort of muslin, keeping their features from being specific. But as you focus, they begin to come into view, and you recognize people from your past. You recognize the faces of men, women, and children. You know these people. These are people that you ministered to during the Red Web in Baldur's Gate. People who are suffering horribly. You tried to alleviate their pain. And you see Doran, you see Persephone's parents, you see an elf that you know was of certain special significance to Silas. All of these faces that you know suffered greatly. And then they all shift and change, and you see upon each of their faces the face of Fionor, the cruel, Fionor the pale. There briefly for a moment and then vanishing, gone, replaced again with these nebulous forms, these people whose faces remain hard to make out in their detail, but nevertheless you can tell that they're all in rictus of agony and dread. And from behind you, far, far in the distance, you hear the shout of a female voice that cries out, "Faster! Faster!" And you hear a sound, a massive whip cutting through the air, echoes out like thunder across the land. And 1,000 throats scream in agony, followed a second later by more screams, and then more, each of them accompanied by the sound of a multitude of whips striking flesh, just one after another, as the sound of these screams and cries begins to creep closer and closer. Each time another round of whip cracks and cries. And you watch in dread fascination as each row behind you, one after another, lifts up a blood-soaked scourge, each of them in their hands, to beat the figures in front of them, leading to another round of screams, row after row, leading inexorably to you. The two figures behind you scream as they receive their beatings from the four behind, and their faces lift up, scream, blood appearing in their eye sockets as they cry, red ruby tears. And as they do, these scourges, these long, horrible red strips of leather with cruel barbs in each of them, appear in their hands. They scream, and then as they catch their breath, they look towards you desperately, and they come forward, raise their hand. Both of them strike you. What do you do?
Can I try to catch the scourges?
You can. You may make a, we'll call this a dexterity saving throw.
I imagine I don't get to use my shield master advantage.
Do not
on
have
that.
your shield with you, unfortunately.
It's stupid dream world taking my shield. All right. Ooh, a 10 will probably not save me.
Unfortunately, it does not. And these barbs, the teeth of them, they slap against you. They dig into your flesh. Deep lacerations appear. And an ocean of pain just crashes down upon you, forcing you nearly to your knees as you feel all the pain of the miserable company behind you passed along from one rank into the next. The same amount of suffering shared between fewer individuals and fewer individuals, fewer and fewer, until it finally finds its way to you. The pain swells and throbs, driving all other thoughts from your head. In your hand appears a scourge. You instinctually know that you could ease a bit of this torture by beating the man in front of you. What do you do?
I turn to the rows behind me, and I try to, if I can, I drop the scourge from my hand.
You open your hand and the scourge stays in it. Just pain rolling over you. And you feel wetness on your cheeks and you are crying tears of blood.
I shout back into the wave of red insanity crashing down upon me. I have served faithfully the broken god for years. I have thrown myself on the rocks of suffering of others, and I have not broken, and I will not break now.
Valkren. Valkren.
Ilmater.
You turn and you see the form of Brother Hodges. Small, ancient. Stands in the place of where the broken man was, looking at you and says, "Don't you see? It's a beautiful vision. This is the opposite of how things work in reality. This show that this creature has put before you, it's beautiful. Here, all the world's pain is focused down to one individual. And beyond that one, nothing. The torment goes no further. An end to pain. The truth is so much worse. And as he says this, a scourge appears in his hand and he hits you with it. One man's pain unministered gains its strength and then is spread to two. And the two behind you begin to scream as he lashes you, and they scream. And those two spread it to 4, and so on, covering the entire world. A world in pain. Thus is formed the 1,000-headed lash of Loviator. Pain you hold. You must pass it to the Broken One, so that it can end. And you can continue on your path.
My God chooses to end the suffering of others, not pass it on to the next. He who holds the lash and strikes the next man, and the next man, and the next man. Someone has to make the choice to stop, to turn the other cheek. It is good. It is good to see your face, Brother Hodges. But the pain stops with me.
Crumbles away into dust. The visions of the people, the multitude behind you, crumble away to dust. The scourge drops from your hand. The pain remains. All there is before you is an unending road. Look down and see your legs are bent and broken. And you awake. Can you awaken?
She is immediately checking her legs to see if they are in fact broken. And
they are not broken. However, gasping awake as you do, you no doubt startle Zelmira and Rim.
Is it my watch?
Zelmira looks to Rim. Is she normally like this?
Muted. Rim will quietly move to your side, Falgren, and lay you back down.
Rest just a little longer, Falgren.
No. No, I would not close my eyes again. If all of paradise was offered to me, I will take my watch. Rim, let me take my watch.
Then Rim will help you sit up. And he will pour you some water out of his canteen.
Tess. Persephone's on watch duty.
Where?
Oh, you know, we're Avernus.
Nah, we're back in Baldur's Gate. Everything's fine. It was all a dream.
Machines everywhere.
You are on the plains of Avernus, in between the location where you were a few weeks ago when we played, on your way to a watchtower manned by devils. where you hope to obtain some more armor.
Yes, I do know about the armor.
Yes, and also Amanazra has seen fit to, in exchange for you giving him all of the credit, he is going to help you against Archon the Cruel, if that is what you wish. He seems very keen on it, in fact. So, Falkren, and you have your watch. Let me make perception checks.
As Rim gives me my water, I ask him, pray for me, if you would.
Rim will breathe some ice around the glass to cool the water before you drink it. And as he hands it to you, he says,
I never stopped, Falkren.
Not even when you were trapped in that coin.
Especially when I was trapped in that coin.
Well, good. You could use the practice, so I'm glad to hear it.
he puts a claw on your shoulder and just says quietly,
Steady, Falkren.
It's all right. I'm very short. If I fall down, it won't be very far.
Avoid windows.
I have missed you. Oh, yes! Perceptive as a So, the 23 for my perception roll.
Here in the tiny hut conjured by Typhon's magic, the plains of Avernus, you can see beyond the magic here is sort of translucent, and the plains of the firestorms are to your south, creating a much more bright light there than you would normally see. But where you are appears relatively safe. The wind kicks up every now and then, blows clouds of dust over and around the Bloodstone. But here in this little magically created cubby, you are protected against the heat, against the wind. But something is still watching. You can sense it, although you do not see it.
Do I get is it sort of an ominous, like, everything around us is, or do I get a sense of the direction of where I'm getting creeped at? Is it always seem behind us or above us or anything like that?
Above you.
Above me? Lovely. Well, that sounds terribly draconic, but all right. Okay, something watches. Brilliant. And here I am with the cheeriest apple in the bunch, Persephone.
How dare you?
Well, come on, you and I've been through hell together.
I know.
And also this game.
We just did it in the car with the baby.
Do you have anything you wish to say? Persephone has been acting a little odd, if I do say so myself. She acted particularly odd last game.
Yeah, Sean, as a cleric, am I getting any? I mean, as a cleric who drank from the River of Styx, am I getting any bells or whistles when I'm watching Persephone at all? Like,
so there's, based on what you've observed, there's nothing. I mean, it's hard to know for sure without casting a spell or doing a really in-depth check. But you've definitely noticed a change of character since Lulu died.
I would like to try to make an insight check. I mean, because obviously I know that like grief can affect all of us in many ways, and she and I were very close to Lulu.
Right.
So
I'll give you this at advantage, actually, with the amount of time you've known her and the fact that it is such a large change. Double 12s.
Come up with double 12s. Thanks, advantage.
I mean, it's hell. Everybody's bearing it. Everyone is bearing it differently.
Yeah. So nothing's really raising a flag for me, huh?
Not
On that,
in that way. Although, she probably just needs a break.
Hmm. Yeah. No, I get that. I go to sit next to her, and there's something above us that is keeping watch.
Okay, shocking.
Yeah, there's always something keeping watch.
Yeah. She is not making eye contact with you, but she's also not radiating any anger.
I miss her too.
I'm sorry.
Lulu. I miss her too.
I don't want to do this at all, especially with you.
I understand. But you should talk to somebody about it. It's hellish enough here as it is. We don't need to carry the dead.
Nothing I can do will make this place any more or less hellish. I promise you that.
I think everything we do is to try to make this place less hellish.
That is exactly where you're wrong. It doesn't matter.
If nothing matters, Persephone, then what are we still doing here?
You are reading my mind.
No, that's Jax.
I probably heard it too.
Would you...
Have you noticed there's no point in any decision we make, no matter how good or thought out it is, nothing we do is good enough. Nothing. So why are we doing it?
The point is to save the people of Elturel, as many as we can.
Yeah, I guess.
I was I was hoping to pray. Would you be all right watching while I do?
Yeah, I'll take the watch.
I won't be long. I just didn't want to burden you.
Fine. You're cool.
All right. I going to go ahead and draw Quietus, which I haven't done in a very long time.
Actually, you have. You just weren't here for it.
I have amnesia. I don't remember these.
Sorry.
things.
You personally have not.
You pull it out. You're like, why is there who's been using my sword?
Oh, what?
You actually can't draw Quietus, Ryan. You left your sketchbook and your pencils back in Baldur's Gate.
Ta-da-ta-ta-ta. In Barovia.
Slow air horn.
Man, you're
That's slow air.
you're just beautiful. You know that.
Oh, dude, an air horn! This is huge!
That was more like a silent but deadly fart.
Which is a slow air horn, let's be honest.
That is a slow air horn.
Okay.
We're in hell. It's sulfuric.
See, this wasn't my fault.
No,
Yeah.
never your fault.
Oh!
Rolling dice for D&D.
What is your prayer, Falkran?
Oh man. Okay. My prayer.
It's for all the air horns.
Yeah, I have so many things I want to ask, but I'm gonna go, just gonna go ahead and put Quietus into the sand of Avernus for a second. Hopefully, take a little bit of the sand of Avernus and clean off Quietus of all the blood that's on him, and just kneel with my sword across my knees and take out the red bands that have been wrapped continually around my hands and sort of start to pray. Broken One, I am in sore need of your comfort. I am plagued by a bitch who won't leave me be. I thought I was doing good by ridding the plains of Avernus of one of its devils. If I was wrong in that, I ask you forgiveness. And I seek atonement. Apparently they're calling me right now.
And you hung up.
Yeah, I did.
Atonement was seeking you.
Atone. Oh, that's what that atonement.
Direct to voicemail.
Atonement.
There you go.
Sorry.
And so I ask you, what must I do? Please, give me your guidance so that I may help my friends without adding to their suffering because, oh God, we suffer. Here, of all places, we suffer most. And I want to be a light. I want to help them. Help me.
The wind blows. But prayer brings its accustomed calming effect. You don't know if it's been heard. You don't know what is happening, how you are afflicted, and how it can be undone, but prayer has helped. And tomorrow is a new day. As you finish your prayer and take your steadying breath, you feel for the briefest second as if there is a pair of hands touching your shoulders. And there's a slight squeeze. And then they release. And you feel the weight rest upon your shoulders, driving you down, down. It's so heavy. And then the feeling subsides, but you can't shake the feeling that it's still there, this weight. Move your shoulders, they move fine. You stand. But it takes a little bit more effort than you were expecting.
Here, I thought I got rid of the heavy plate.
However, even with this weight, with this added burden, you still feel at peace, calm. This is right. This burden, this weight that you are carrying, you can take it. Persephone, where do you keep Needle when you are sleeping?
In a sheath that's attached to my belt, which I would imagine just is wrapped up right next to my.
Very well. It is your watch is up.
Okay.
Will bring us to Jax. Jax, no one is available to stay up with you. Unless I think Silas, did you take a watch?
I didn't take a watch because I was so beat to hell.
Yeah, got it. So everyone's giving Silas a rest tonight, which means Jax, you are on your own.
Would it make sense? Obviously he's not contributing to the watch. I thought of this though. At least, well, maybe he is. Typhon could wake up and do his studying starting early, and he wouldn't actively be watching, but the imp could help Jax watch.
That is certainly a possibility. Yeah, if you want to do so, you're not actively watching. You still got enough rest to account for a long rest, and then you take your 3 hours. Okay, yeah.
Might
So
even. I can't leave the hut, can I?
Nope.
But anyway,
Sure can.
so crowded in here with all you bodies, and
You could always drop the hut.
nah.
Or drop the bodies.
Let the bodies hit the floor.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. Something wrong with me. So let's do that. I'll just do the studying and have the imp help Jax. So
Alrighty. So Jax, you'll need to make a perception check.
Yep, he will wake up and get all excited.
Yes, it's my turn to watch.
And a perception. Do I do a real dice or?
It's up to you.
No one's rolled one tonight.
Well,
I rolled a 10, so that's 21 perception.
21 perception. Again, you can't shake the feeling that something is watching you. But you look out, all directions, you see nothing. It is not quiet, not motionless, but in terms of living creatures nearby, you are certain that there is nothing creeping up on you.
He's got something else in his mind anyway, so I don't know if you saw my DM, but
I did. I will need a stealth check.
yeah. Do I get advantage against the people that are asleep?
Yes, but not everybody's asleep.
Yeah. Oh yeah, true. I'll roll one first. So
You could roll with advantage. We'll just say that the first one is...
that's 18 plus 11. Stealth, isn't it? Plus.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. 18 plus 13. 31.
Very stealthy. So, Peter, Typhon, as you are studying and as your imp is looking out, Jax silently creeps across the room, does something, and silently creeps back.
He's sniggering as he's going.
Jax.
Yes?
Whoever it is you just visited, if their life's in danger
Yes.
in the next minute,
Yes.
will they be more or less in danger because of whatever you did to their possessions?
No.
Jax, did you understand the question?
Yes. They won't be in danger. They're asleep.
My point being, did you take something they use to protect themselves? Or to hurt things trying to hurt them?
I didn't steal anything that's not mine. Or maybe one thing, but I'm going to give it back. Before they wake up. I promise.
What do you promise, Jax?
That I will give it back before they wake up.
Or
or I will owe them 50 gold.
You'll owe them that jewel you gave Shora.
Oh no.
If that is not back in their possession by the time you wake. If you don't do it, I will. I will not have you sabotage this group for your damned curiosities.
Okay.
Okay. Done then.
Go back to looking at your pictures.
And he does. He he goes back to drawing in the book.
All right, so it'll take an hour to attune, Jack.
Yes.
Which is during this time you do your perception checks. See nothing. And then you have 2 hours. And this you will not be able to hide from Typhon unless you... I mean, I suppose anything is possible.
He's sitting
you
with
wish
his...
to hide it.
I mean, he can't see the imp, so the imp could tell him easily what he's doing.
Yeah, exactly.
But he's sitting with his back to Typhon, and you can
So
hear
Jax
him
has
doing stuff.
stolen the bag of broken glass and the needle, the dagger, and
I
is
thought as much.
using it to mend the glass by casting mending over and over and over again for the next 2 hours. Jax, even with casting mending over and over again, it's not going to be enough to completely finish it, but you're more than halfway through.
I will sigh, and as Jax's back is turned, I will close the book and make a perception check because Jax is not watching.
Okay, good.
Um,
You may have advantage because of your imp.
Okay. Well, that's probably not going to help a whole lot. This damned opaque room. So I got a natural 1 and then a 12 for a total of 12.
12, all right.
My passive's 21.
Yeah, so...
And assuming you'll still allow me to have prepared my spells, I will
yes,
just
I
not
will still
copy.
allow you to have
Okay.
prepared your spells. As you very wisely take over the perception checks from Jax. Jax, just before the spell is about to drop, you have mere moments to return the items.
I quickly put them back.
All right, make another stealth check, please.
As they're still asleep.
They are still asleep, yes, at advantage.
I rolled even higher.
All right.
I rolled 1 higher, 32.
Yeah, so they're back they go. No one the wiser. Good lord.
Jax,
I looked at Typhon. Shh.
did you turn it back into a dagger?
Yes.
Good. Am I correct in assuming that it would still function for her as a +1 weapon?
Actually, it can't be
unattuned?
attuned to 2 people at the same time.
But most weapons that function as a +1 weapon still function that way unattuned.
Unattuned,
It's only
that's
the,
true. Yeah.
So it
Yes.
wouldn't be. She could still use it in combat. She just wouldn't
You just
be able to
can't
switch
use
it
the-
around and
yeah,
mend.
exactly.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's true. Absolutely correct. So,
People are starting
with
to
that,
stir
the-
or stand there and look out.
Can't see anything.
As the rest of you are beginning to stir, there is a rude awakening as the spell of Tiny Hut fades, and heat makes its way back, and you all awaken once again to the horrid smell and feel of hell around you.
Is that
Now,
a confirmed long rest?
that is a confirmed long rest. The long rest has been obtained. Please mark your character sheets accordingly. Now,
Bum, ba, bum.
how much has Zelmira been paying attention to what's going on?
Oh, she has been paying obsessive attention. And she would have remembered at the end of her watch specifically how much was broken because of what Rim had done. with the shards of glass and
Sure.
the refracting, and so she would have known just how broken it was.
Oh, that wasn't specifically what I was talking about, but if you are definitely going to check it first thing in the morning.
Oh, that's what she does. It's her
all right.
ritual.
Well, then it is significantly repaired.
So
Enough of it has been repaired for you to see the design and the few special touches that Shane put into this great attempt at glasswork.
So Zelmira would have, I think, noticed immediately the feeling being different in her hands. That something inside was a little more solid than it had been before. And as she opens it up, begins to pour out the shards of glass. I'm imagining that a large chunk of glass.
It's a rat
is just
kebab.
poof. But a large chunk of glass that has been mended falls in her hand, and she stares at her hand and the semi-reconstructed glass for a second, dumbfounded, and begins to just look around and is trying to figure out who could have done this. And it's the feeling it wouldn't be Persephone. So she's a little bit... I don't know. So she's gonna, she'll just lock that away as a mystery to solve.
I was referring to the conversation with Amanazro and the group's plans.
Oh, me personally as a player?
No, as Zelmira.
Oh.
Given that Zelmira has actually been inside one of these watchtowers,
right.
She might have vital intel to pass on to the group, but only if you think Zelmira has been paying attention enough to know that that's what they intend to do.
To go to one of these watchtowers?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, yeah, she would be paying enough attention.
All right, then you should know that this is a very difficult undertaking.
Right.
The towers are very well defended. Most of them are guarded by the same number of devils. Similarly, 10 bearded devils, each one of them with their own hellhound. There are devils that fly around on top, spined devils which keep watch. There is a commander, which is usually a devil of some great power, much more stronger than the bearded devils. You know that sometimes that you've heard that a bone devil could be in command, but you don't know that that is not always the case. And then there's a sub-commander, which is almost always a chain devil, used to activate the main defenses of the tower, which are the massive chains that hang down on the sides. And you also know the most dangerous thing about these watchtowers is that they are, in fact, watchtowers. Each devil is equipped with a horn. If and when blown, will alert the other watchtowers along the river Styx, usually blown in response to an attack from demons. And if enough are blown, then forces of hell are sent, usually in the form of a flying fortress.
Okay.
That's not good.
It's not great.
If it's communicated, how many horns need to be blown then? Is this like...
This is not known. She knows that each of them carry a horn. I don't know that Zelmira would have ever been present when a horn was blown.
Each devil on every tower.
Each devil on every tower.
And how far apart are they, Sean?
That she does not know.
She's been in one before.
She has.
Yeah.
Can she see the other towers from when she was there?
That
That would be simple observation, no?
whether or not when I was in the tower, I was able to see
Let
towers
the
from
dice
my...
decide.
Okay.
Okay.
Zelmira is very capable in her own right, but she is not a tactical soldier or mercenary of any sort. So
Ready
we
to
will
roll some
roll a
Kraken dice?
D2. Do you have your little Kraken chit?
Of course I do.
So roll it. If you roll a 1, then you have no idea. If you roll a 2, then you will have a rough idea. You will have seen perhaps outside the window.
Okay, so this is the one we're talking about, right?
The one that looks, yes, that is the
Is
that
it,
is
we
the D2.
get the
Yes.
Kraken or
Kraken.
the 1. So if I roll the 1, it's bad. If I roll the
1
Kraken,
is bad. Kraken's
2.
good. Yes.
That's 2 equals Kraken. Kraken equals good. Okay.
Yes.
I don't know how. Do I just like roll it or flip it or?
Flip it.
It's like a
give
coin.
it a good boop.
I know. I'm just anxious. I've never done this before. I got a Kraken.
Kraken. Very well. As you were passing by a window at one point, you looked out and you could see the Styx very close. This turgid flow of reddish black
All right,
sludge
turgid.
that you
Sorry,
are
I love that
that you are familiar with. Brings up very bad memories. In fact, you recall that the very first place you visited in Avernus was one of these watchtowers, one that had been abandoned and destroyed. But so you've been in that one, and you have also been in one that was not destroyed, although it is now currently empty, as all of the devils in it were killed when you called in that favor. So you recall both from the first tower that you were in, and also the tower that you were in most recently, that you could not see a tower from the window you looked through, although there could certainly be some nearby, but you could not see one. It's not like there's a tower and then one right across the river on the other side.
Right. Okay.
You would have to assume that they would be within earshot of the horn.
And that they would all
But
kind of be
perhaps, right.
along the river.
Along the river. So
Yeah.
within earshot, but perhaps not able to respond particularly quickly.
Okay.
I think I have a plan.
And that's where we'll end for tonight. Okay.
Well, it depends on how. Well, we are going to draw attention. If every devil in one of these towers has a warning device, then there is no chance that we will be able to do this without tripping one of them off.
Where is the warning device? If it's on top of the tower, couldn't we just...
I believe Zelmira explained that they all carry one. All of the devils, all of the watch creatures.
I see.
Or is that what I understood?
That is what you understand. They are
Wait,
each and every one of them. Yes, indeed.
Each and every one of
every
them has.
single devil in the tower has a horn with which they could sound the alarm.
Yes.
Yeah,
That seems terribly overcautious, but good on them.
The blood war, it's a big deal.
Yeah, you know.
So, if I can get some type of object or something from this tower, I can take us directly there. They would never have a chance to see us coming.
But even once we're there, wouldn't they know we're there, and then that's it? They'd sound off, and we're still.
We take what we need, the supplies, the weapons. That is why we're going, correct? To re-outfit ourselves?
Indeed.
Yes, that is the plan.
So, we do that. And
That's the reason you're going to this tower, is to get armor. I don't know if that was explained
also,
to you.
what armor were you
Why
wearing?
would I
previously,
do? Why?
Falcon?
Why are we getting armor? I don't understand. That's,
What armor were you wearing previously, Falcon?
I don't even want to talk about it. I had full plate.
It doesn't matter.
Before that. Because would you have thrown your armor away?
Well, so according to my inventory, I don't have it. So.
But where did it go? The last armor you had?
So while I do still have my previous shield, because old shieldy, yeah, apparently I must have sold off my chainmail.
That is in fact what happened.
Yeah. Because I've been playing too many video games where I'm just like, I don't need this. So.
Yeah. All you item
Lydia.
hoarders here, hear this.
Yes.
Where's Serana when you need her?
No matter what you have, keep it secret. Keep it safe.
Right.
Well, we can get what we need, and then I can get us out.
What
The item that these Abishai left us is quite powerful.
So it's a stealth mission.
More like a hit and run.
How hard are we hitting?
Let's just call this tower a window.
Hitting it pretty hard then.
We'll go right through it. But there is a chance of failure with this spell, this teleportation. There is no chance of failure if I can have an object from within the tower. If my imp can get me something like that, then we're golden. If not, well, there are chances things could go awry.
I mean, it's hell, right? We always have things go awry, but if we got a chance to get in with without alerting all of the fiends in hell, then I'd certainly say it's worth a shot.
We could also send Jax to steal something, but that's sending him awfully deep into the belly of the beast.
I've got to go inside a beast.
The tower is called Beast.
That's a silly name.
Well, we didn't name it.
Do you understand? If I have an object from a location, I can teleport there. And I have the ability to do it again to get us back. The back is easy. Take some piece from this war machine and we can zip back here.
And it has to be from that specific watchtower, not just any watchtower.
The problem is if I see the location of the watchtower and go there, I do not have something that is specific to it, and even picturing features of an individual watchtower that are distinct, there's still a chance we could end up somewhere else. If I have something from the associated location, there is no chance there will be failure.
Zelmir, how many devils do you think populate one of these towers? Just rough guess.
Say 30? But
30.
maybe more?
That's a lot of demons.
Devils. 30 is a bit high.
I'd say maybe a bit more.
Two. There's two.
Yeah.
No, because he said there's at least 10, and then there's the ones that fly up in the sky. I was taking notes.
No, you're right. So
I wrote it down. Israel.
you can expect at least 10 bearded devils. Each one of them has a hellhound, so that's 20 devils. Then there's a commander, a sub-commander, and a few other guards. So 30, not a bad guess, to be perfectly honest.
So much. I needed that validation.
Yeah, like
Did you? From me?
I did. No, truly. I was like, I
like how
can
Sean was
math.
like, oh well,
At
30 is
least
actually a
that
bit
much.
much.
30. I was
Actually-
like, wow, that's it.
I
Yeah,
wrote it
actually, it's like
down.
28, but it's fine.
30's a little much, Liz.
30.
Try
So
29.
this is a significant undertaking. You're attacking a very well defended place. However, this plan, you're putting a lot of faith in Typhon, but
To get something we could just get for a soul coin somewhere else.
If I have the option of killing a demon or fiend or devil, and also
The Styx was really oddly specific about the things it allowed you to misremember.
what's that?
Nothing.
Yeah, okay. And then also get refitted for supplies, which apparently is what we're doing. Again, Styx. That sounds far more agreeable to me than going back to spending another soul coin.
I don't... Your qualms about it confuse me. I'm not putting another soul into capture.
Oh, I know. Just say I've had a change of faith on the soul coins.
That's very vague.
You of all people should know that the effect this place is having on my abilities is quite striking. So, if we can avoid using any more soul coins, I would look to it. And also,
I see.
I would really, really like to hit something.
There. You're starting to sound more like yourself.
I'm starting to feel more like myself.
There's a lot of poison, though, isn't there?
Do you need to be relieved of said coin?
No, I'd like to hold on to it.
Does Persephone have one?
Persephone? Do you still? I mean, never mind. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
What? I don't have the. I don't do the guile thing with the. I'm all sneaky. That's not what I do.
I don't do that either.
Typhon, did you just roll a natural 1 on the Helm of Teleportation?
I was hoping you wouldn't see it. I was like. And that's the end of our stream,
it's
everybody.
It's a D3 to get charges back.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
All right. Got it. Okay.
Somehow we wound up.
No, that
under
would be
it.
amazing. Rolling a 1%.
Yes, I was going to
And
say.
it does in fact say 1d3 in the
Yeah,
parentheses.
no, that's fine. I mean, and I was confused for a minute because yeah,
I'm glad you were confused because I was terrified.
natural. That would.
Same.
We are into a whole new territory.
Yeah, it's like, well, we're going into the tower, or we're going into the tower.
So, plans? Oh, go. Keep on going, please.
If you can, does she listen to you anymore?
Me?
Or she hardened you off as well?
She was not as receptive as I like. I think losing Lulu affected her. Oh, we should have Rim talk to her. They do that coffee thing all the time.
Have it be your idea, but get that coin away from her. If indeed it had the same effect on you that you're claiming. We need her back.
Oh yeah. Most neat. Rim. I'm gonna wave Rim over.
He will lumber towards you.
So that's why I think your god is stupid. And I walk away.
Where did that come from?
He doesn't mean he just thing. Have you talked to Persephone lately?
I was actually about to this morning.
Good. I would have some counsel with her. She seems saddened more than usual, more than we do. Speak to her. I'm worried that the things she carries are weighing on her heavily. In particular, I would look to maybe relieving her of her soul coin. I'm worried that I just want her to be okay.
As do I, Falcon.
Speaking of soul coins, this is as good a time as any. Anyone who has one, who is not Persephone or Typhon, please roll a wisdom saving throw.
What? Okay.
I don't think I have one, right, Sean?
Sorry, 1 second.
Why
I'm
would I
just
have
gonna-
one?
Je understand now.
Would I have one? Sean.
Well, so
God.
the turntables.
11. All right, Jax?
Oh, come on.
You don't have one. Sorry.
Thank you, Sean.
Bear.
That is a 12 from Falkran.
Falkran, very well. Good to know.
Rim will go up to Persephone.
Is there any of the coffee left?
I actually don't know.
May I make you a cup, Persephone?
No, thanks.
Can I talk to you for a moment?
Yeah. Falcon already did this, you know.
Did what?
The talk.
You refused to fix Zelmira's glass piece.
This might be news to you, Teth.
No, I got it. Yeah, I know. Thank you, though. Yeah, do you know how long that would have taken?
What if I gave you something to repair it?
What?
Rim reaches into his pack and he pulls out a potion of healing.
Would you take this in payment for your services?
Hours, Rim. Hours. Do you have 2 potions?
Rim will reach into his pack and pull out a second potion.
Okay. But I'm doing it on my timeline, not all in one go.
Rim reaches into his pack and he pulls out his journal. And he holds it in front of you and looks at you meaningfully.
What?
You see a tear silently fall down his face.
What?
I love you too, Persephone.
She looks furious, but doesn't say anything.
And he'll just hang his head. And hold the journal to his chest.
That was a different time.
Not to me, sister.
That's right, because you weren't here.
You gave up so much to save me.
Yeah, sure did. We all did.
I will give up whatever is necessary to save you.
None of us are making it out of here, Rim. Isn't that obvious?
I have faith. And if I must, I'll have faith for the both of us.
Waste of time.
We'll see.
And he puts the 2 potions in your hand.
She takes them unceremoniously, puts them in her bag very like exchange of currency.
Rim will turn around, but he will make eye contact with Falgren as he passes. Presumably you heard the exchange.
I wasn't trying not to hear it, but I don't know if that was
It wasn't.
requires any sort of role.
Doesn't. I mean,
she's not being too subtle about the.
no.
Yeah. So.
He did not get the coin, unfortunately. So what are your plans for today?
Storm a castle.
Indeed. But you had said you wanted to try and grab a piece of it for us first, eh?
I do. Before we
How
use
are you
that.
going to do that?
How far can your imp fly without being?
As far as it wants.
Oh well. Anyone got an idea on how far a devil could see? I mean, could we just send it to the watchtower now and then have it invisibly pick something up, fly back, and hopefully it doesn't get winged on the way?
That was my thought.
Would Zelmira know whether or not like an invisible imp thingy would be like noticeable to the flying devils, or could she confirm that would be like a safe thing?
I will allow you to make a
She's so ready with that tray.
Let's do an intelligence check, just straight intelligence.
Okay.
So just roll a d20 and add your intelligence modifier.
Okay. Sorry, that was all of my dice. One moment, please. Okay, so I rolled a 13. And now I need to add what I'm hoping is a really sizable intelligence modifier.
Huge.
It's enormous. Beep doop beep boop bop boop boop beep boop beep plus 1. So 14.
14. So
Reasonably intelligent.
you're reasonably intelligent.
Thank you.
You have no idea what a system of detecting invisible creatures would look like. I was doing the intelligence check to see if you had maybe remembered anything anybody had ever said while you were speaking. But are you trained in Arcana?
I don't think I have any sort of...
Okay, so they would just be... All right.
It's a +1. It's the same.
Slight plus to the same. So, it was your impression that they are pretty... they're pretty on top of things.
Yeah.
You interacted with... the devils that you interacted with were more interested in torturing you than watching than doing their watch. They could not physically do it because of bargains they had made, but they were figuring out ways to get around that, which is why you did what you did. Generally speaking, they are taking this job very seriously. The watchtowers, the demons can invade from any point on the Styx. And currently the biggest battle is being fought right underneath El Terrell. It is where the metal is hitting the metal, but there could be another front being opened at any moment, so they are particularly on edge. But as far as where invisibility is concerned, difficult to say.
Okay.
However, the fact that the imp is an imp.
I have an addendum to that idea. If he gets captured, well, as long as he gets there, as long as he can grab something. If I'm within a mile and can be seeing through his eyes while it happens, make sure it's the right thing, I can call him back. Dismiss him into the pocket dimension and bring him right back here.
I mean, Typhon, wouldn't it just be easier to teleport to the imp?
No.
Okay.
I need an object from the location.
All right. All right.
Even if I'm looking through his eyes, just look. I can see the tower and trying to teleport there, but the magic is not that precise. It needs to be attuned to an object to function without potential for error. At least that is my understanding. Interesting.
Did you just get a secret message?
No. I just want to. What does the rest of the party think of my plan? Is it stupid? Is it?
I think it's
Better than my plan.
probably
Yeah, I think
more
it's a
solid
plan.
than yeah.
I could
have
just
none.
sneak in and stick all of the armor in my magical bag.
I mean, that's also not a terrible idea. Casting invisibility on Jax with the bag of holding and having him sneak and steal shit. I mean, that's.
Though I do worry that the commanders of Avernus have thought of a ploy as simple as an invisible creature running through the wastes towards their guard tower.
But I could still be sneaky.
You are a clever demon, Jax, but there are cleverer demons crawling out of that river. I think Zariel's prepared for them. They'd be prepared for you.
We want you safe, Jax.
So we're gonna do
say
some
we try
magic
it.
shit.
Stealth mission.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
On who?
Well, I want to also spend. I'm wondering, for a if there's a contingency plan for Invisible Imp to get caught and be like, nah, I just had this message for the boss, something like that too.
Whatever
you
wish, bastard.
Yes, let's.
Have you ever been a courier for the devils before?
I am.
Courier.
And you begin to get an image in your mind, and you realize that while this is an imp, it is essentially just the magic of the spell Find Familiar in imp form.
So, but it is a fiend for
It
purposes
is
of
a fiend. It is
classification.
taking the place of a fiend, but in terms of, whether or not it as a fiend has ever, this is an entity that you have called to you from wherever. It is currently taking the form of an imp.
You're an imp in name only, aren't you?
Seemed appropriate.
You do speak Infernal, though. I asked him Infernal. Okay.
Or is it
good talk.
growling?
Maybe it's best you don't speak.
That's not very. He says that to me all
I'm
the
open
time
to
as well.
ideas here. I'm trying to get us into this place in a way that's not driving up to the front door.
I think your plan is sound, Typhon.
Well then.
I honestly think
Been
whatever
listening?
we do, there's no point. So we might as well do.
Oh, you've made that clear. Thank you very much. If you're ready to contribute, defend yourself, or do something else besides that, you're welcome to. But you are not increasing our chances of survival but in any means by these comments. Thank you, Persephone.
If you think you're increasing your chances of survival, you're not as smart as I thought you were.
When did Persephone become Typhon?
When Typhon stopped trying.
Let's focus on the plan. Typhon.
So we have the jester. All right, then. Retrieval it is, my friend.
Anything? Must it be an object of the place?
Yes.
A bit of stone. Bit of metal.
In that DM, I would ask for your guidance because all
Yes.
I know is what the spell says. So
Right. If you want to teleport to a specific place, you will need a specific piece. Now, Zelmiro will be able to tell you that this watchtower has 3 levels. It has the ground floor, it has a level above the ground floor, and it has a top level. Top level has flying spine devils that keep watch. The top level has it's where she spent a great deal of her time. It is where the commander and sub-commander generally hang out, and it is filled with torture devices. And the bottom level is where the majority of the devils hang their hats, and occasionally a group of them goes out on patrol.
So where's the armory?
top level.
The armory. That's a good question. Perhaps I will be able to tell you that. The armory is on the bottom level.
Is there a chance that we will be overwhelmed by the time before we're able to retrieve some of these items?
Who are you
You
asking?
who know the interiors of these places. I mean, what if it's behind lock? What if it's behind multiple doors? What if we can't find it? I think we should take out the commander and put the base into chaos and work our way down to retrieve these items and then get out.
Will they not sound the horn?
They will, but it will take them time to get reinforcements, and by that time we will be far, far away.
What about some sort of silence? Is there a way in which we could stifle the sound going out from the tower?
There is that spell. I do not know it. Do you? Do any of you?
Just have to
So if I am recalling correctly, it only encompasses a certain area. It would also make our own casting of spells and such
So not worth it.
quite a bit more difficult, and actually would make my teleportation impossible.
So note then to that. So I like the plan where we kill things at the top and start and then work our way down.
Good then, the top.
The top, the bottom. Let's go.
I am on my way. Eyes away. It's going to take him a very long time to get there.
Could we?
From where you
we want
currently
to be a little bit closer, maybe.
Okay.
I mean, how far? I mean, this is tough to gauge. Part of me wants to follow a bit, but we would be visible within a mile of the guard
Easily.
tower. Okay. So
What's the plan, folks? I mean,
we could
Patron's
also
got a
make
good
it just
idea,
like
but we need to get everybody on board.
But we were just passing by. If we keep within a mile, so I can maintain concentration
Sure.
and just kind of go by. War machines are always tearing around, right? That's kind of
Very well. So you drive rest of this day, and as you do, the war machine, the infernal machine, once again roars to life. That scream, that sort of overtone that permeates it, and you head towards the watchtower, at least as far as you can tell on the map, skirting the edge of the firestorm fields until you come to an area you can see on the horizon the fume that rises up from the river Styx. And not too far away is sticking up out of Avernus a round tower, but stunted, squat, almost like a thumb sticking up out of the wastes, out on a bit of a peninsula that sort of leads into the river Styx. The area around it is completely flat and wiped clean of all cover in 600 feet. And you could see it just standing there. And if you get to a point where you think if you were to drive any further, that there's the plume of dust coming from behind your machine would probably warrant a response. Do you stop where you are, or?
so 600 feet. My idea was have the imp sort of go out and we just pass by, pretending like we're just cruising along the Styx going somewhere. Just keeping him within a mile, so once he retrieves whatever object, he can communicate it and then be dismissed to just yank him out of the...
Very well. He heads in that direction and flies into this tower. As he does, you are able to see that on the top of it are indeed 2 barbed devils, slowly flying in circles, looking out toward, not barbed devils, spine devils, looking out towards the river Styx and also towards the area heading back towards land. The imp alights on the top. I will need a stealth check.
Does it get advantage?
He does. He's invisible.
Wow.
I'm gonna be so.
It's okay, it's stealth
Something
too.
here. Let me double check something here before I check this. Do.
Meanwhile, we've just hit a level 1 hype train.
Oh, congratulations all.
That's
Very good.
Oh, it was almost a natural 20.
19. All right. He alights and is, as far as you can tell, as stealthy as he's ever been. Thank goodness
Good
for
you.
advantage, though. And in he slips. The top of the tower has a very large chunk of it. Almost a quarter of it is removed from the roof. There's a very large ladder leading down to the level below. He flies into that level and sees a familiar sight, one that you will recognize from one of your first encounters here in Avernus, a creature that has blood-red skin with chains wrapped all around its body, cruel hooks, and a cowl made of chains. And there is a creature of some sort. Has a vague porcine look to it as your imp flies by. And then flies further down. As he does, there's chains lying on the ground on the second level, 2 glowing braziers, and a large chair in the middle of the room that has spikes cruelly stuck in it all from all directions. And there's a sort of a squealing snort of pain from this porcine creature as the imp flies down. And another, the 1/4 of the of this floor is again removed, and there is a staircase going down to the bottom level, which is absolutely filled with bearded devils, all sitting around and sharpening blades, these long glaives that they have. In the middle of the room is a very simple stone slab with chairs around it, and pacing back and forth in this room are 10 hellhounds, and they are just look like completely on edge as their hackles are up, and they step around, sniffing the air. And let's see here. Okay. On this level is also the large number of racks of weapons and armor that are just sitting around. So this is what he sees. And as he does, he sees coming in through the front door a new creature, one that you have never seen before. The skin of this creature is yellow and sickly looking. He is a medium-sized creature, and he's wearing robes that are very elegant, but at the same time grotesque, as the scrollwork upon it is horrible hymns of praise to the archdevils of Avernus, giving detailed descriptions of horrible things they have done to their enemies. Carries with him a cane, and he sort of steps in. It's a very large, fat creature. The head comes up into a round point, almost a cone head, has no neck, a huge roll of fat. Its chin sort of sits down, and a mouth that extends far too wide across its face, and deep set into its face are 2 red, beady eyes, long fingers with numerous rings upon them. And it looks like this. Of course, I forgot to mention, sticking up from its back are 2 vestigial-like wings. And it steps in just as your imp has gotten a look down at where the armor and weapons are, and it flies back up. And the creature that came in says,
It's been a change of plans. There will be no patrol today, as we have been instructed.
He looks down at his hand, where there is a ring on the finger which is beginning to glow, and he says,
Something here that should not be. Find it, or you will be destroyed.
And just as he says that, your imp grabs a piece of gravel from the ground on this second floor and comes back. Is it allowed to bring things with it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it would appear naked.
Voted.
Right.
We said yes.
It does appear naked.
Ah.
Not even a cod piece?
Well, I mean,
Got it.
you need to read Corcoran Pebblemoss's book about the reproductive practices
Please
of
donate
death.
to our unlisted tier for the special details.
Throwback. Deep cut.
It's up to you. If it doesn't work, it's fine. It was a.
I like it.
long
I'm going to
idea.
allow it. It's
Okay.
as long as it's just gravel or something like that. If he can't like bring back a weapon or something like that, but a handful of gravel, I will say yes, definitely comes back and you have it.
Was I able to see then this creature and such?
You were,
yeah,
through his eyes.
Oh boy, what the F was that thing? So,
What's wrong, Typhon?
I think we've been set up.
What do you mean, set up?
Unless, I don't know. Well, could I make a check perchance to try and discern what this is? This creature that I saw?
Certainly.
I will describe it. Would anyone like to help me rack my brain to figure out what this thing is? As I describe it out loud.
What would that skill be?
Religion.
A religion check, most
I can
Oh,
assist.
thank
Yes.
God. I was like, I can certainly pray for your...
I will assist Typhon.
Okay. God, I'm not
17.
rolling skill checks well.
Religion. Jax, you are not familiar with this creature. Typhon, you are not familiar with this creature. You assume a devil, but one like this you have never encountered before. And I think that is going to be where we end today. We will return next week to see how the other half of this plan plays out.